We join the cast of Super Legit before the show as we get one more last-minute delay. All right, I think we're ready. Let me just check off these things.
I'm going to the bathroom right now because I know myself, and the second you say let's go, I'll have to pee.
Okay, go.
Are we going to go right now?
I'm going to wait till she gets back, and then I'll go.
And I'm going to wait till Chris gets back.
Steven, do you want to get your drink
I never
now?
think there should be more than one empty square.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Thank you, Jet. Thank you. Good call. No, actually, you know what? I'm not going to get my drink now. You know why? Because this guy right here has me trapped. I got the dog on my lap, so I can't. Oh,
that'll do it.
What a good dog. He's getting up. He's very courteous. He knows the deal.
Look, guys, her dog is getting up from the bed like this is my chance to be co-host.
Yes. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Super Legit Podcast.
Yay.
I am your host, Jet Kaufman, and once again, I am surrounded by friends. I'm surrounded by new guests. Some are friends. Some are going to be friends very quickly after we get done talking to them about all of our personal shit. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I swear right off the top of the show, so you know what kind of show this is.
Big ol' E.
What about the people who are going to become your bitter rivals?
Oh, well, I don't want to surprise everyone with the heel turns yet.
And you don't watch wrestling.
Yes, somebody loved that reference. All right, so let's see. We've got Josh Spence, of course. We've got Stephen C. James.
Hey, that's me.
We've got Ali Marr.
Yay!
We've got Jen Burton.
Hello.
Chris Sanders.
Hi.
Chris Compton.
Hi.
And then our guests for this week are Josh Tariff.
Hey, that's me. I'm the one who loved the heel turn mention.
Yes. Yes, you sure did. And Will Reyes.
Hey, guys.
Yay.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
I have to quickly say, heel turn is the only phrase that's been said both by Vince McMahon and Bob Fosse.
I was going to say RuPaul, but yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Maybe also like more sequins. I feel like they would both say that.
Also, definitely. Vince McMahon would also have said that. Yes. That is.
I think we have found the new... We haven't gotten to the question
game
yet, but I think this is the question.
I think that's a game we need to bring back. Is what's the one thing these two people would have said? Just
that's
connect
funny.
giant threads. But our question this week, and this is a little bit touched off of, as our audience knows, we record these a little ahead of time, so timeliness isn't always perfect for the listeners. But we just lost Nichelle Nichols a few days ago as of recording this. And that's a perfect example of somebody in pop culture through her character, Lieutenant Uhura, who influenced just a ridiculous number of people in incredible ways. I mean, she talked about the fact that she was ready to quit the show due to some chicanery behind the scenes, especially with a certain Bill Shatner. And it was literally Martin Luther King Jr. who walked up to her and begged her to stay on the show because of how valuable she was. So not every example of this is going to be this big of a deal, but I feel like it's an interesting question. What's a pop culture character who influenced your life path? Somebody maybe to this day, maybe it was just in your childhood, but it set you on something interesting.
Character and not the actor that played them. We're talking about.
Yeah, I'm going for character, although, you know how these answers get questioned within moments. It'll get ripped apart into something else. So, yeah.
Now my
for the record, I did
change.
not ask a question to the question.
Yeah. No, that wasn't you this time, Josh. It was Chris Sanders.
Yeah, but mine was just a clarification on just the question to make sure I'm answering it correctly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's better.
That sounds like a question.
To question the question to see if I can ask a completely different question.
I am going to jump in and point out we do not have Michael Hyman, our co-host this week. So we do have to appoint an alternate co-host.
Yeah, we do.
So everyone knows where this is going because we've got the pattern at this point pretty well set. Will Reyes, you're stepping in as co-host for this week, right?
Wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yay.
Yeah, get that paycheck.
I love wonderful. Wonderful as a response to that
always
is
in the
just
mail.
exactly what we want. That's the kind of enthusiasm. So thank you for your excitement.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right. So who's got one for this question? I'd love to hear it.
Well, I have one.
Great.
But it wasn't. Now, see, it wasn't going to be
the drummer from Oingo Boingo.
Yes. I don't know his name, but I know he's Jet's dad.
And he's a real person.
And he's wonderful, and he's really inspired me. No, I was going to say, well, the first person I was going to say before you said character was Tina Fey, because she was the first person who I realized she was a person who I went, oh, I can be a comedian, a performer, a writer, run my own show and have it be really funny and not have it be a quote unquote like lady show. If that makes sense. You know, all
Very
those
much.
lady shows about tampons and periods.
Like the girly show with Tracy Jordan.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know, maybe I could stick with that answer, but if it has to be a character,
well, you could say Liz Lemon, because I mean, Liz Lemon was
Liz
really
Lemon.
Just a heightened Tina Fey.
You're right.
Very true.
You're
yes.
right. But Liz Lemon inspires me less.
Yes.
Only because she was always like getting into trouble and a mess.
Okay, but we're still on board with the night cheese, right?
Oh, yes. And you know
Always
the story
working on the
behind
night
Night Cheese,
cheese.
how they ended up having to spend thousands and thousands of dollars for that one joke because whoever wrote Working on My Night Moves, whoever that person was, got
Seeger.
mad. Bob Seger
There we go.
was like, Night Cheese
Dolly
is Night
Parton.
Moves.
Okay.
And so they ended up having to pay, like, I think it was tens of thousands of dollars for that one joke because
What a
of the
fucking
music
dick.
rights.
Like,
But
I
we're
hope they
Bob
paid him
Seger.
in like Gouda.
already-
Like here's $10,000 worth of fucking Gouda.
I mean, they
Bob.
call money
There's a
cheese,
gift
right?
card to the cheese store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like whatever cheese is gonna definitely expire by tomorrow, Bob. Here you go.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like
Anyway.
that's one of those things where you pay him in pennies. You're just like,
Yes.
here's your money.
Yeah.
Choke on it.
I do like that's a moment where Weird Al Yankovic says to the head of NBC, "Oh, honey, let me tell you how this works."
I mean, they had the money at that point.
I love the
but
idea of
still.
Weird Al as a network consultant.
Yeah.
That's a show that needs to be written.
Right.
Yes.
But no, I like that because that like there's a like in music like there is the story that you hear over and over again is the Ramones story, which is somebody seeing the Ramones play and just going like, "Oh shit, I can do that." Like, "Oh, you're not like a giant like famous like untouchable person." Like, "No, you're just a weird dude who looks kind of like a goth praying mantis." But like you're playing three chords. Like I could do that. I could totally do that. And so, which I think is great. Like to me, that is like always the great moment of like, hey, no, like I can do that. I was like Conan O'Brien. I'm like, oh, they let human beings on board. Sweet. Like let's give this shit a shot.
I love that story about the Ramones too. I remember reading a book on Joey Ramone, and he was saying, yeah, we just wanted to sound like the Beach Boys, and we did our best every time to sound like the Beach Boys. And if you listen to the Ramones, they do not sound like
Not at all.
the
Really
Beach
don't.
Boys.
They really missed the mark on that one. Like very far.
I love the idea that the Ramones are famous because of how bad they are at what they wanted
yeah.
to do.
Yes.
Like
the
because they
worst
didn't.
Beach Boys cover band.
Yeah.
Like that
exactly.
also that goes back around to like Vanilla Ice saying he didn't steal David Bowie's beat in Under Pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there was
yes.
the extra ting, the extra, as he would say, like they
Yes.
didn't have that other
Oh, yeah.
ting, so clearly it was different.
Super. Master Ramon, do get up, sir. You spend all night gallivanting across the city as Night Cheese, and you have a business to run.
Look, I have a job out there. All right. If I'm not out on those streets, who is going to stop this city, this New York City, from falling into the hands of evil?
The NYPD and the other law enforcement agencies, overseen by the mayor and the commissioner of the police and the fire department and whatnot. We have a whole system in place.
You're telling
But you
me.
just run out there, Night Cheese, and just throw Gouda at people.
Look, I am the Night Cheese. I am the cheese that stands alone between anarchy and, I guess the rest of us. Look, I don't write these things down, okay? I'm actually doing this up here on the spot. All right. After maybe 300 criminals, I found one who was intolerant to the lactose I threw, and that man entered serious gastric distress.
Sir, I know, we've spent many a day down in the cheese cave, which just reeks, by the way, watching the video over and over of the one criminal actually succumbing to your night cheese.
It's pretty impressive. I mean, first of all, the fact that you can get that kind of good quality video here in New York in 1977. I'm assuming this technology is going to improve. It's kind of the thing that happens.
Look, it might. That's really where our money comes from, is the business that you run, Mr. Ramone. You have a multi-million-dollar empire that in, 20, 30 years could be a billion-dollar empire that funds our resources. You spent so much money to build a cave out of cheese. Come on. There was already a cave here made of rocks, formed over millions of years from water rushing through it. Yet you said, throw some cheese up there.
Listen, you can sign my playbill, Mr. Ramone, all day long, but we all know you're Batman, okay? You go after the bad guys, you talk like Batman, you built a fucking cave, okay? So please, I'm begging you, let's just go in there and tell the truth to everybody.
Look, first of all, it's not Batman, all right? Batman? Like, that doesn't even make sense, right? Which are you, a bat or a man? And it doesn't even specify the kind of bat. Look,
is there a specific kind of bat? Because that would be... I mean, that's a press conference. Is there a species of bat that Batman is?
Look, you're asking me as if I have some kind of insight into some sort of maniac who just goes out in the night and pretends to be a bat.
Just say it.
I am
want
Night
you to
Cheese.
Say I am Batman.
I am the Night Cheese.
Hey, Mr. Ramone, nice to meet you. It's me, Bruce Wayne. How's it going?
Oh, Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne, yes, of Wayne Corp.
I've heard of you.
Yes.
You're one of those capitalist pigs.
That's right.
So I spent a lot of time
my
at
work.
CBGBs. Yeah. This kind of political discourse that passes.
No, it's fine. I embrace it these days.
Hey, Tina, if you want, we can really put this like comic book pitch after lunch. It just really seems like you're really hungry.
Why?
We're talking about Gouda City, night cheese,
but why?
pigs.
What? But I think we should discuss it right now. It's a really good idea. I mean, we don't have to wait till after lunch to discuss it. It's really good. Night Cheese comes in. He has a cave full of cheese.
Sure, Parmesan,
you know, like he looks for very specific crimes where the criminal has an allergy to cheese, and it's all very laid out. I mean, I think I did a pretty good job.
And this year's James Beard Award for Best Television Show goes to Night Cheese. Showrunner, director, producer, star, Tina Fey. Everyone, yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to say that no one believed in this project when it started. I had to go to several different networks before finally FXXXXXX agreed to do this run of Night Cheese. And you know what? I really want the star of the show to come up here right now. Put your hands together for Bill Fagerton. He's going to come upstairs. He plays Night Cheese. Give it up for him.
Look, please, I appreciate you, but let's face it. Television is a writer's medium, okay? I appreciate our producers up at F Quintuple X, but Tina...
Just say you're Batman.
Thank you.
He's not
Batman.
You're Batman.
He's a regular man.
Batman is a trademark character. I am just a human being.
They're trying to play us off, Bill.
Is that what that is?
Do they
own the rights to this music?
I don't think they do. We really need to call Bob Seger and tell him what's happening here.
We do need to have you step off the stage. We've got a lot of chefs to honor, so we do need you to step off the stage. Yes. All right. So, our next award, Best Ghost Taco Stand. Oh, very excited for this one. Oh my gosh. And the award goes to Hyman's Jicama House. Best Ghost Tacos. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry. Michael Hyman could not be here to accept the award tonight. But instead, he sent the spirit of 1,000 bean farts.
Legit.
We didn't want to hear the bean farts?
Yeah, no. Definitely not.
You'll have to edit those in.
As I
later.
said it, I was like, oh no, what am I done doing?
The listener can fill in those blanks.
Best to leave it to the imagination.
I did have this vision of the world's classiest Sandman Sims sweeping everyone off the stage.
Yes.
Anyone? Okay.
Hey, Will, I know you are a storyteller. I mean, you actually have a published book. How many of us can say that? Do you have any pop culture heroes like we talked about?
You know, it's funny you asked the question, right? So I'm listening, and so I heard the previous shows, and I remember when Josh asked me if I'd come on, Spence. I remember when I think on episode 42.
He's marking the numbers.
When he was young.
He knows the number of the episode.
I love this guy.
Co-host, right?
Yeah.
He's also a journalist, guys.
Yeah, co-host.
That's
right.
That's
I
right.
hope you have
Take
like
it
a
pretty
tally, like a prison tally in your room of the episodes.
Right.
Does not mess around.
Right next to this Rita Hayworth poster.
Yeah, and I remember him talking about, he said when he went to college or when he was younger, he wanted to be a Ghostbuster. And it's funny because I met Josh in college, and when I was younger, I was so into X-Men, and I was like, I wanted to be an X-Man. So I just imagine like the two of us, meeting or whatever. But so my character actually, I feel like I missed the mark once I heard the first answer, but mine would be Wolverine. So, I mean, I could have, I guess, chose something that would have been like, I mean, because Wolverine's like an old white guy from Canada, but
that's you.
You know what I mean? But,
that's you.
But,
Not a bad life.
By an Australian in the movies.
Yeah,
but he does appropriate a lot of Japanese culture.
This is true.
Right, yeah. And I figured, like, for me, I just loved that Wolverine was always like, kind of like, he was an unapologetic asshole, right? Like, I'm not an asshole, but I just mean like, kind of like antisocial. And so for me, it was always like a difficult way to see how I'm going to ingratiate myself into different groups. And I admired about Wolverine was that, one, he was unstoppable, right? Like, he has a healing factor. You can't kill him. But other than that, it was that he could just be like, he was always alone. He just wanted to do his business, and everyone kind of rolled with it. And so, Wolverine is that answer for me to the question, at least.
I like that the two ways you know Wolverine is a mutant is his healing factor and the fact that he's a rude Canadian.
Super.
Logan,
What's up?
what you just said leads to me having a lot of questions. So,
Okay.
it seems like you've isolated yourself intentionally away from the other X-Men as a way to protect yourself.
I mean, that's true because, in all honesty, I'm an asshole. Okay, and I don't want to bring it over to everyone else.
No, don't.
My name might as well just be Negative Nancy Wolverine.
No, Logan, we talked about this. All right, okay. You have a healing factor for your body, but not for your heart. Okay, your bones might be unbreakable, but your heart isn't. Right, and I don't want to see you sinking those claws into yourself. Okay, Logan. So,
but sometimes I deserve it, X.
No.
Sometimes I deserve it.
No, hey, Logan, come on. All right. I can see that you're hurting. Actually, I can hear that you're hurting because I can read all your thoughts, but I can see that you're hurting, and you just need to vent this out, okay? All right? I'm a doctor, okay? And I can see that you just need to just voice those concerns, all right? All right?
I tried. Did Nightcrawler tell you what happened the other night? I tried,
yes.
So I tried to vent out, and what happened?
He disappeared on you.
And he got my tail off.
Hey, Nightcrawler, while we know that tail will grow back, what you really need to work on is your trust.
I teleport. I go here to there. Bing, bang, boom. Zoom. Zap, see. Use whatever onomatopoeia you want to use. I go from here to there. Bing, zap, boom. Like that. But my tail come with me because it's attached. Now it's not attached. Watch this. Where's my tail? Not there because Wolverine cut it off.
Now, Kurt, are all those words just you building up a wall?
Yes.
Did you think about that, Kurt? Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
because
look,
while
we've already
your tail
made
might not
breakthroughs
grow
with
back,
me on this.
The trust
okay?
Okay? Huh? Were you disappearing on Wolverine?
My mind is all here, okay? I don't need any more of this back and forth here, okay? I go back and forth. I'm the one that teleports here to there, back and forth, okay? I don't need this. We already did breakthroughs with me. I cried my face off. I'm adopted. I'm the son of a demon.
All right, Kurt, they're not going to let us out of this room until we make amends.
Well, okay, then put my tail back.
I'm sorry I cut your tail for your silly accent.
Wait, that's why you did it?
I'm sorry, I cut it off. I found your accent really annoying. It was really angering me, okay?
That really
I'm an
makes
asshole.
it extra
I admit
offensive.
it.
I thought I just brushed your face or something, and I thought that's why I was so pissed off, because you have healing factor. Who cares if my spade-shaped tail brushes?
Remember, you're not going to be allowed to leave the emotional danger room until you guys settle this.
Professor X, why are you talking through intercom? Just talk to our minds. Come on.
He needs to set precedent to the rest of the X-Men so they all see him doing it.
Yeah, we're all listening to this.
Yeah,
we're up in the galley here. We're just watching your proceedings.
Cyclops, go do something else.
I don't really have much else to do.
He's really nosy.
Gene went full Phoenix on us, and I'm at this point. I got nothing.
Hey, Kurt, Logan, focus on yourselves, okay? All right?
Oh, right. Sorry. You're okay.
Nah, he's right. X is always right.
I'm sorry. Oh, look at me, sounding Canadian just like you, Logan. I try to speak better, okay? Let me try this, okay? Hey, partners, let's all go get the bad guys now, huh? Ow! Now it goes an arm. Okay, come on.
Yeah, because that was just really bad. That was just a really bad impression of me.
Look, we are in America now. You're asking me to do third language?
I have claws. It's a very short fuse, okay? X should know this. I don't know why he's thinking that this could possibly work.
Kurt, can I ice that down for you?
Iceman, you could, go ahead, please.
Yeah,
please, numb my stuff. Thank you.
Hey, Professor, I wanted to bounce this off you. I think when I first got to the team, I wanted to be part of the group, so yes. I took away my accent, and just this is how Colossus sounds now. Do you think I should go back to my roots, or do you think this is how they accept me? And
Colossus, I gotta say,
it's an imposter syndrome.
It's not a great time to have a Russian accent.
I'm big and buff and Russian. I think now's the time to have the Russian accent.
No,
put
Colossus,
it all over the world. Everyone needs to have it.
Colossus, you got a thick skin, okay? But there's no need to put yourself in danger of being hurt.
Excuse me, it's metallic, okay? Someone's being very insensitive right now.
I meant a metaphorical thick skin. I meant after everything that you and your sister have been through, it's hard for you to be hurt, all right? And I'm not talking
I knew that. I was lashing out. You're right.
So, hey, your voice is your choice. Understood? So you get to speak your truth. Understood? Now,
I'm sorry. I feel like everybody has a saying when they're fighting, and when I go, Colossus explode, it doesn't carry as much weight as I feel it would otherwise.
Colossus, is it okay if I take off my therapist's hat for just a second?
You want to leave?
No. I just want to be able to
just. Professor, so I know you've always said this was a safe space.
Of course.
But it's a little sensitive.
No.
I just want to ask if we could revamp the sex education class
portion of the academy. Okay.
Yeah, because we're still using a public school VHS, and there's special things here that we need to talk. I can't take my gloves off, so I don't know how to do some of the things I could. It's just really hard when you can't touch the person.
I will admit,
I heard Rogue had a whole bunch of ideas. I found a whole bunch of stuff on the internet that we can definitely use for sex ed class.
Please put that away, Colossus. Please put that away. That is.
You want me to ice that down for you, Fedor?
Good, gents.
You know what? I know Will was talking
I love
about
how nerdy this group is.
Wolverine, but him and I got deep really quick because we tend to overshare sometimes. There's another story that Will has about Wolverine that I'm going to ask him to tell because once he told it, I just thought he was the coolest guy in the world. So, Will, if you would, please.
For sure. And I just want to say I loved the reaction from Compton when you said Colossus explode. I loved his facial reaction. I was like, I don't know if that's Colossus's catchphrase.
I just like that was his emotional
Works
catchphrase.
for the sex show, too.
Yeah, right.
Works for the whole thing.
But to what Josh was saying, I had mentioned Wolverine because for me, my love for Wolverine is like, it's real deep. And I had the book that Jet mentioned earlier. So I wrote a memoir. It's called Will to Win. And it's about my, the struggles that I've overcoming the struggles that I've had. And so when I was 10 years old, I was with my dad. So my parents divorced when I was 6. So on the weekends, I had to go with him. So my little sister and I, we were with him, and he was an insurance salesman. So he was like, one Saturday morning, he was like, listen, come with me. We got to go somewhere. And, Saturday mornings is when X-Men comes on. So I was like, oh, no. But so we go and it turned out.
Big sacrifice.
Exactly. Right. So I actually happened to be wearing like my favorite shirt, which was like a white shirt with a all yellow Wolverine, like in the classic. Well, not the original Wolverine, but the yellow and blue iconic, outfit or whatever.
90s
yeah, right.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Right. So he was like, so I'm from the Valley, the 818. And he was like, we're going to go to Compton. And I was like, all right, whatever. I was a little 10-year-old. I didn't know. So we go. It's my little sister was 8.5. And we head out there with my dad. And we're looking for the address of whoever needed car insurance. And unfortunately, talk about improv. I mean, all of a sudden, a car in front of us like skidded out of the way really quickly. And we heard a gunshot. Front window shatters. My dad's driving. Boom. Like someone shot us at someone else and the stray hit him. So
oh my God.
Yeah, it was he turns like we all got shocked. So my little sister and I in the back seat, his girlfriend in the front seat, and blood gushing out of his face. And he was like, oh no, he was like, don't worry, someone just threw a rock, right? Because he was just trying to relax us, but his face, like he needed something to stop the bleeding. So I remember his girlfriend turned to me, and I had my shirt, and she was like, take your shirt off. Your dad just got shot. And I was scared for my life, right? I remember looking down and seeing my Wolverine shirt. And I looked at my dad and I thought of my shirt. And then I was like, I can't take this shirt off, guys. And then, so yeah. So my little 8.5-year-old sister, she stepped up and she took her shirt off. I gave her my Wolverine shirt so it wouldn't get dirty. He used that so we could call the ambulance. And then I was in the ER with no shirt, but my Wolverine shirt stayed intact. And so that should definitely show how much Wolverine means to me.
I love your instincts there because like I can't tell you how many movies and TV shows I watch where someone just selflessly rips off some like really expensive, really nice like jacket or shirt or like rips up their skirt to staunch a wound or something. And like my first instinct is, oh, that looks really nice though.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that must have been expensive.
Look around. Maybe there's a napkin.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say to talk about how things don't change. You told us a story in which your dad got shot, and at the end, the only thing we know is that the shirt was okay.
Yeah. Truly.
Yeah, exactly.
The important thing is that the shirt is still intact and in his closet.
You still have the shirt.
Right. Yes.
I know, right? Unfortunately, no.
No, that's a question. Do you still have it?
No more. I wish.
Do you still have your dad?
That was what I was going to ask next.
Also, no. Unfortunately, but
not related to that.
Good job, Josh.
But yeah, no worries. He survived
which
the
one
shooting.
did you lose first?
The shirt. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Which is good. Like you're going to have
I'm not certain again because your priorities are a little bit different. But
seems how Mother Nature would want it.
Yeah.
But I have to say, like, you talk about a superhero. Your dad's like being shot and turning around like, I don't want people to freak out.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that is a dad superpower.
Stellar
right
move.
there.
Did you, from that moment on, I would have a deep fear of rocks since you said somebody threw a rock. Yeah. I'd be like, that's what a rock can do to me?
Yeah.
Just keep me the hell away from rocks.
I also love how you started the story, like basically being like, you know how gangs are just like improv teams? Like speaking of improv,
right?
Going to Compton.
Well, the Crips were really heavy into insurance in the 90s as well, and they didn't need someone else coming on.
Stomping on their territory.
They were doing short form, and we were doing long form, so you know how that old story goes.
Well, here's how it's paid off. Like, Will and I have known each other forever now, and we've gone to plenty of burrito spots, pupusa spots, and like, he's not afraid of violence. He's not afraid of like the city at night. He's not afraid of rocks. He's not afraid of guns or bullets. He is afraid of getting anything on his shirt anytime we go anywhere where the food might be messy. I'm like, you're wearing a black on black shirt. He's like, hey man, you can't see the grease. You can't see the grease. Took some notes. Will knows what he's talking about.
I like that you're a superhero whose kryptonite is ribs.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Super.
Jet, I know what you're doing. This is the 4th time you've got shot this week. No, I am not giving you my golden necklace. You can't have it.
Why would you assume that was something I was after? I mean, I'm just, I get shot a lot. I'm maybe that's my superpower is, I get shot easily. Like some people are super lucky, and I attract bullets.
I'm not sure if you remember this, but on Monday, the first time you got shot in the heart, and yet you're still alive, you said the only... Of course I am, Jay. But if you remember... I don't know if you remember... I remember this. I don't know if you remember this. You said the only way to cure the bullet hole in my heart is a gold chain.
Okay, yeah, that might have... I might have mentioned that,
And then what did you say on Tuesday when you had a broken neck in 4 different places? A broken neck in 4 different places. The cure for that was what?
I mean, they say gold has healing properties. I thought maybe it might have helped the situation. What? Well, what? Okay, all right. So you don't want to help your friend? You don't want to help? You don't want to help your... Like, I'm hurting here, okay? This bullet went straight through...
You know it's not about that. I bought you a gold necklace one time, and it said best buddy on it, and you did not wear it. So you're never getting a gold chain ever again.
Okay, well, that was a lot of pressure, okay?
Jet, listen, I support you in everything that you do. I'm like always in your corner, but I just don't think being a pirate is working out for you. Like, you don't seem to have a natural affinity for pirating,
That's not fair. I love parrots. I love parrots.
Hi. Okay, Iago is specific. Iago's a very specific situation. Okay.
Yes, Gilbert Gottfried's the best. Who doesn't love Gilbert Gottfried or R.I.P.?
Right, but you don't. Iago.
Okay, but okay, and I love the smell of the ocean, like that saltwater smell, really nice.
Everyone loves the smell of the ocean. That's like literally the #1 candle scent. Jet, I want you to be happy. I just am worried about your health. Like,
guys, we are out of ocean candles again. If we cannot keep them in stock, we are going to be the 4th most popular candle store in this mall.
We can't have that happen again.
I'll take care of this. Colossus explode!
Jet. So, your friends have come to me and talking about how you're trying to make some more money, and So
it's tough times.
So I get why you moved to Compton to help save some money because it's kind of a cheaper place to live. But this is also a great place to get in the business of trying to find out if people want to renew their auto extended warranties. So, like as far as help with their auto insurance. So like you just walk around the street, there are plenty of people driving by. A lot of times they'll stop and be like, hey, I want to talk to you about your vehicle's extended warranty. And, they'll be very open to the conversations.
I thought that was just a phone business. Like people do that like door to door now, or like just walk up to people on the streets?
In Compton, yes.
Oh, wow.
Because in Compton, they don't necessarily have cell phone bills, but they do have cars.
I'm proud of you for making a change, and dental school is no joke. Like, but people just don't have gold teeth anymore, dude. Like, you really should have looked into that before you put all the money into it. You know, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm going to bring it back. Like I feel like it's ripe for it at this point. All right, people moved on from it, but why? Because it got too blingy.
Look, I appreciate what you're doing, but just because Beverly Hills is rich doesn't mean they want their teeth to be made of gold. All right, that is a pernicious stereotype about people in Beverly Hills.
What about the hillbillies?
Okay, that's not a stereotype.
Jet Kaufman, right? Thank you for coming into Santa Monica Rehearsal Studios for today's audition.
Oh, happy to be here.
So you are going to be the replacement for Gilbert Gottfried in Aladdin 7, Iago's Return.
Oh my God.
So if I can just get a read from you, just saying, Jafar, that's the main line.
All right, guys, I got the latest idea for the next Disney reboot. What great, legendary, lead, lovable character doesn't have their own movie about them?
The donkey that kicks field
Jafar.
goals.
It's totally Jafar. It's Jafar.
Thumper from
It's
Bambi.
Jafar.
All I need a reading from you is to say, Jafar. Go ahead and hit it.
Legit.
Try it without the gold tooth.
He didn't slate. You didn't have him slate first.
I was hoping we were going to wrap her back around to Bowie, and it was going to be Aladdin Sane.
God damn it.
I gave you all the opportunity to cut me off there. It's like, no one's doing it. I guess I got to play it.
I was.
See, I was going to have him finally get his gold by winning the Oscar for that performance.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That would have been wise.
Missed opportunities here. Speaking of opportunities, though, that aren't going to be missed, we have a sponsor this week. And I think, Chris Sanders, I think you have that one ready for us, don't you?
Yep, I've got it right here.
Great.
Look, scumbag, you've got one chance to tell us what you know. We're just asking questions here. I don't know anything. God damn it, you do! And we know you do! Who planted the bombs? How many times have you found yourself in this situation? Hi, I'm John Smith, your next-door neighbor and an uber-successful CIA agent. Let's face it, getting the truth out of anyone is almost impossible, let alone out of terrorists, foreign and domestic. I don't know who planted the bombs. You know, you look like you have some dry lips, like you could vomit. Want to use my lip balm? Sure, thank you. Introducing Truth Balm from Banana Boat. Just apply to the suspect's lips and let the truth fly freely. They'll never know they've been drugged because it comes in delicious flavors like cherry vanilla. You can also conveniently use it on yourself to filter the real truth into your brain when watching programs like Tucker Carlson. Truth Balm. It's finger-licking good.
Yeah, man. Sounds like a great product.
I feel like the main truth you would get from people is I lick my lips a lot.
Yeah.
I would love to get some of that for like a family Thanksgiving dinner just to create chaos.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Just mix that into the stuffing. I'm sure you could use the truth balm in other forms. Melt that down. You know,
it's a butter alternative.
Melting it down like gold.
Put that in the 4 gallons of Baja Blast that we serve to the guests at our dinner.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's a little hacky, but if they're looking for more copy, I would say something like, can you email this to them? Truth bomb for when you want to drop a truth bomb. Like, is that too much?
No.
I mean, it doesn't really work in podcasting.
There's got to be a bathroom edition of this somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Josh, I think you had something.
I did. Can you hit me with the question again? I don't have a question to the question. I just want to make sure I get it right.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like a setup.
I appreciate
absolutely. He's setting you up right now.
Listeners, I promise you, I'm dropping that bit.
Spence is doing a bit again.
Yeah. Maybe Spence has gone back and listened to all the episodes and he's been like, you know what? This time I'm going to do the thing.
So the question was, what's a pop culture character who influenced your life path?
For me, and I had to think about it, the first one would have to be Woody Woodpecker. He was the first cartoon I saw growing up as a child. And I think it's those early cartoons, those early Tex Avery cartoons that really kind of got into all of our brains in this podcast, at least. of like how comedy structure and like how things work. Because I immediately learned that I could be horrible as a child to my parents. But if I did something funny and they laughed,
yes,
I was off the fucking hook. Like, so Roadrunner bits, Wile E. Coyote bits, you know how much dynamite I bought as a child? It was ridiculous.
Have you thrown yourself off very high cliffs?
I was just going to ask, how many cliffs has he fallen off?
On the sides of walls.
Right. And you did not study law.
I do have a story about this. Is that what you said, Sanders? It's the first time I went to the ER because, you know, Wile E. Coyote would, you know, fall from cliffs and all that. I thought I could do that. And I went to jump a flight of stairs.
Ooh.
And I literally went, "Hey, Dad, look."
Oh my God.
I jumped
untested
and landed on the 5th stair and then just rolled.
Amazing.
I mean, I'm sure he's glad he looked.
And he caught me right before I hit the wall.
Thank God you said look. You could have just kept going.
I died.
No.
Yeah. Just bled out on the floor.
Again, this is dad's superhero powers here.
Yeah.
Like, I can react immediately to my child's terrible idea.
Yeah. You said, "Hey, Dad, look," and I tensed up.
Right.
Yeah. It's like the hold my beer of parenthood.
Right,
yeah, pretty much. So at that point,
I feel like in order for me to ever gain a superpower is to become a dad at this point. Is what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Emotional Iceman is a superpower just waiting for you.
This answer is sort of like a question mark I had about something my dad said once. Was like, in my grandma's house where him and his 5 siblings were raised, there's a landing, like stairs, landing, stairs, right? But it's a pretty decent slope. And I was coming down them once and I saw like all these markings and like dents and things like in the ceiling. And I was like, "What is that?" And my dad's like, "That's where we used to hit our head when we jumped down the stairs." And now, but his father wasn't around. So now I'm like, oh, like the dad is the one that's supposed to stop you from doing that. Like it just, everything just pieced together for me. Like my dad wouldn't have had concussions maybe if his dad was around.
I don't know.
You know?
I've seen enough family videos online to suggest sometimes the dad is the reason it happens to begin with.
Yeah, that's weird too.
The ones that encouraging it.
Sort of an alpha and omega
I had a stair thing too.
Everyone, right?
I had a stair thing where we had stairs, and I only lived with my dad. It was my dad and my sister and I, and we would put all the couch cushions at the bottom of these stairs that were like
should have done that.
Walls on both sides, and then the door at the very bottom, and we would fill it with couch cushions, and then grab onto the, like, it's hard to describe, but we would swing into the cushions over and over again until one day the door exploded off of its hinges.
Oh God.
And
were you
to
like,
my dad's credit, he just sort of was like, "All right."
I'm so mad about this. That's such a genius idea of like preparing for the impact. My thought was like, well, if I died, at least it was a funny bit. You know?
Yeah. But stairs are like a really big part of a child's life when you're little. I feel like
I got my husband stuck in
my husband was
bars.
raised in Florida and they don't have stairs there. And I was like, well, where did you play Sesame Street?
Ramps.
Where did you
Just
play?
all
Like, how
ramps.
did you climb the tower? How
What
did
you slide down?
Right. Like, how did you break your wrists?
How did you get to the second level?
How did you go sledding in the middle of
It's
summer?
just the things that we as a society generationally felt or didn't identify as necessarily dangerous for children, because like child of the 80s and 90s, like my dad, when he remarried, he moved into my stepmom's house, and at the time it was one of the first houses that had been built in like the 70s. It was the first street of what is now a massive subdivision that you would never know is a subdivision anymore. It just kind of melded into the rest of Portage, Michigan. So when I was like 6 or whatever, and they remarried, and I went to that house, behind them is just open field. And then over the years, houses are starting to get built. We would spend on the weekends that he had custody, me and my brother and sister and my stepbrothers and sister would just wander in the open field and just play in the newly poured foundations of these homes. And that was totally normal. Like we were
Seems
told
fine.
to go do that. Get the fuck out of the house and get playing some foundation.
Go stick your feet in some cement.
Yeah.
The amount of activities that I was encouraged to do that would now get my child taken away from me is a Venn diagram that is a complete circle. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to realize that when your parents grew up, people had like 15 kids, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, think of the way that you treat your life or the life of the character you have in a video game when you have 30 lives.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between how people treated their kids.
Yeah.
If you lost
like,
one or two, it was
if
fine.
we have 15, someone will still take care of us when we retire.
Super.
It's a me, a Mario. And I have come here to say I am somebody. When you run me intentionally into a turtle, it hurts. Part of me goes away each time. When you, on purpose, drop me down into a hole, I see the abyss. In the abyss, it's Sarabaka to me.
What's wrong with this game?
It's me, Luigi, and not to take away from my brother's time, because it's really his time, but you never use me. Okay, Mario,
Dad, something's wrong with the game. They're talking right at me.
Did you take out the cartridge and blow into it and put it back in?
Okay, I'll try it.
That's the extent of my mechanical knowledge.
Nobody likes me, but I pick up turnips more easily. And you just use me to pick up turnips all day, every
They
day.
don't normally talk to me like this. Normally I can just like drive it around and like things pop out.
I'm Logan, and
He's not even in
my
this
previous
game.
family kicked me out because I was such an asshole. So I'm trying to feel included with. So I'm hoping you guys can embrace me here.
Logan, do you have siblings too? Because I do lots of things. I'm very talented.
Shut up! I was talking.
Ow!
Oh my god,
my
you killed that
turn.
guy.
Hey! That's my brother! That's my brother!
You shut up!
No, I am so small! I am so small now! that really hurts!
Oh, okay, Jen. I'm gonna trade you video games. I know you really like playing.
Okay, you can have this one first of all.
No. I don't
Just
want-
take it. Yeah, I don't even
No,
want to
no,
trade.
no,
I don't know what's going on here, but I saw a man die. I can tell you that much.
No, you accepted the trade for superhero sad cry. That no take backs.
No
take backs.
gotta
You get
take this
superhero
back.
sad cry. No.
My dad's been sitting in the garage staring at the wall,
No.
like just like slowly moving back and forth, and it freaked him the hell out. I got to get rid of this thing.
I straight up said 1 for 1, The Legend of Zelda for superhero sad cry, and you were like, okay, I'll play that. And
I had no idea what I was getting into.
Okay, HBO Max and Discovery Plus family. Daddy Zaslav is here for your latest game development. What do you got? What's this? Oh, superhero sad cry? That sounds brilliant. Let's definitely put that on the market. What else you got that's almost done, but that we can just shit all over? I'm listening.
So we got this other one that says, it's called Spawn of Night Cheese: The Adventures of His Unknown Son Pepperjack.
Actually, this sounds
It's me, a Pepperjack.
Oh, I love it. I love role players.
I also have one. It's
Hey, shut up for a second. This sounds very male skewed.
Okay, great.
I'd like to hear more of this stuff that skews towards men.
no, okay.
In the Pepperjack game, there are no female characters who have any agency at all.
Oh
Spicy,
God, I'm rock
spicy.
hard. I'm rock fucking hard. Yeah, keep going.
Also, you will notice that this project continues because all of the major characters are white males. Ooh, hotcha.
Oh, we're all gonna be rich. I don't think I need to hear any more pitches.
I don't have any because you specifically asked me to stop thinking at the last meeting.
How is this chair talking?
Legit.
God.
That was our. What's the opposite of an exaggeration of the video game industry?
No, when all that Discover Plus news hit about all the things they canceled, everything they canceled was either woman or person of color forward.
Yeah.
There was, or actually an American Pickle, which was like, oh, it's the story of a Jewish immigrant.
Oh, right.
I'm noticing a trend here.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Well, the Jewish immigrant wasn't a lady.
Times.
Will, I'm super curious about you with your nerdy aspirations like the rest of us and your upbringing. Did you have any like super dangerous things you did as a kid?
I mean,
His dad got shot in the face, Jen.
I know, right?
How much more dangerous?
That's fair. Yes, I forgot.
Like
you sold insurance and content.
Once I
The cover.
two bags of Cheetos.
Yes,
I know,
pussy
right?
shit, Will. We want to hear the real hardcore stuff.
That's the real stuff.
He stayed up a half hour past his bedtime.
Yeah, exactly. Huh? What I love real quick is a little bit earlier when you guys did one of the recent bits. I just loved listening to the way Josh, not Spence, but the other Josh, kind of
Tariff,
when he was like talked about the insurance in Compton. So I just love the idea of like a multiverse existing where like the reason it's like you guys, one of the last episodes was about time travel, right? And I just imagine like this alternate parallel universe that exists where like Jet is like get shot guy. And like he was in front of the guy in Compton or whatever. But any other dangerous things? I mean, definitely, you know, the dad getting shot was pretty traumatic.
Yeah,
and dangerous.
I really set myself up there.
I'm sure the rest of his childhood seems very easy.
Is that not ranked number 1? That's my like. Is there something above
That's
that?
gotta be.
I mean, that wasn't the only thing, I guess. You know what I mean? But it's to me, there's unfortunately like, you know, I've been robbed at gunpoint before.
Oh shit!
You know, so I mean, certain stuff like that. I mean,
did you get like detention or anything?
Yeah,
I know, right?
I was going for stuff that you did intentionally versus horrible things that happened to you.
No, but here's what I
You got grounded for doing this.
Right.
I'm going to interrupt for just 1 second. Will, this really fucking makes me want to read your book.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
This is a good plug.
Yeah.
This is a good plug.
These are the stories I want to read.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I mean, you know, I definitely like delve into all of that. And what I love about your guys' podcast, you know, I mean, especially now in the pandemic, right? Like where I feel like before the pandemic, maybe there might have been some people who struggled with their mental health, but maybe kept it to themselves. And I think so many people being forced to be inside, you know, I'm not an extrovert, but for people who are extroverted, I know like they love to be at the happy hour on the weekends, or they love to go meet up with 6 of their friends, or you guys would meet up at, you know, comedy clubs or theaters and do it. And so the adjustment, you know, was a culture shock or whatever. And so my book is kind of about that same thing, right? Like, meaning I'm thankful that I can laugh about all the stuff that happened, you know what I mean? Because comedy was something that definitely helped me cope. It was like an escape mechanism and stuff like that. And so, you know, obviously there's the traumatic things that happened and how we grow through that. But there was also just run of the mill stuff too. Like, you know, it's hilarious. I'm kind of sad that Michael Hyman isn't here tonight because we actually both went to high school we both went to North Hollywood High School. And so we were not friends, but I knew him. Like I knew who he was. I knew he was a theater kid there.
That's how I feel about Michael Hyman too.
We're not friends usually follows I know him.
I know.
Right. You know, and so I just bring that up to say that like around that era, like my friends and I, that was like right before 2000. And so like Jackass was huge. And so we did like, you know, our own San Fernando Valley versions. Like some of my friends would like, you know, we'd go to like a small business and he would pretend that he got hit by a car right outside and he would like lay on the sidewalk screaming and like the business owner would run out.
Would try to commit insurance fraud.
Yeah, and I was like behind another car with a camcorder, right? And I was filming, and then like he would be like, my leg, help! And the guy would be like, oh my god! And then when the guy was most panicked, my friend would just jump up like some old timey character and be like, ha 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 ha, and run off. Like just, so I mean, you know, like that was like innocent
I love
mischief.
You just recreating the trauma that you had actually already experienced in your life. You're like, throw a rock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's the San Fernando Valley version of Jackass is called Saturday.
Right.
It's funny that Ali mentioned that because that's kind of actually how like Will and I became friends from the jump because like we do have different personalities.
He did that to you?
No. But
he committed insurance fraud on you.
Yeah, sure. But he's a very introverted guy.
There was this one time that Josh was trying to rob him at gunpoint.
Yeah. So.
And they became friends. Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, man. And legit.
You're making the same face I make to my class when I go, I'll wait.
Sure.
You want me to ice that down for you, Josh?
Explode. What I was honestly going to say is that Will and I I can't believe we've been as friends as long as we have, considering we have different personalities for sure. But I think this what kind of loops again all of us into this same group is just this love of comedy really does tie all, because we at first we had nothing to talk about, and then I threw a Simpsons quote out there, and then he knew the quote I was saying, so we started just speaking Simpsons lines towards each other, which I think is like how every good friendship starts. And then it was like, hey, do you like food? Yeah, I like food. Do you like food? And then like you share food and Simpsons, and then all of a sudden it's been 15 years later, and we still check in.
Share
we still
food
talk.
and Simpsons.
Yeah. It's great. And if you guys do get a chance to, listeners or whoever's here, like his book of poetry is great. Like his books, it's really interesting to get a glimpse of Will like internally as well, because I know him as this introvert, but what he shares is so revealing. It's fantastic. I couldn't be prouder of you, Will, truly. So I got a chance to fanboy out.
Where's the best place for you to get your book? Because as many of us are trying not to give billionaires more money,
right.
What helps you the most for us to buy your book?
Thank you for asking. I mean, because usually we've been so conditioned now to be like Amazon, right? So I will not plug that. Like,
thank you.
I'm on Instagram at written by Will. So just regular spelling, written by Will. And if anybody finds me on there, you can Cash App, Venmo, PayPal me directly, and I can send the book directly to you. But if as we should also be, not from me, but if you're worried about internet thieves and all that type of stuff, there's also an Amazon link that's safe, just as safe as I am. But anyway, so yeah, just anyone can Cash App me or any of those ways, and I can immediately ship the book out to you guys. So I appreciate that.
We'll make sure to post links in the show notes.
Thank
and
you.
Just the stories that are in there. Like I feel like I know my buddy pretty good, and then I'll read a story of I had to write an appeal to the Academy Awards so Black Panther gets included. Like, it's like, what? You wrote what? Such an interesting life. It's great.
Super.
Hey, Josh, I just got shot for the 6th time, and now I'm seeing that
That's my fault. That's my fault, buddy.
You gave Will the gold necklace?
Yeah. Because he's willing to wear best friends forever on his wrist, okay?
Wow. That cuts deep. I mean, not as deep as the bullet, but still, that cuts really deep.
Yo, hand over the necklace. Hand it over.
Okay, here you go.
Wait. Best friends forever.
You're my best friend now.
I'm not a monster.
You're my best friend now.
Take it back.
No, you're my best friend.
No
trade
back.
What? No trade backs. No trade backs.
That's how I got this job.
Yeah. Best friends now. How's it, buddy?
We
God
cut back.
Damn it. Too many enchanted curses in this neighborhood. Oh, my dad got a ring and turned him into a shaggy dog. Oh, what a goddamn Lucretia Borgia and your curses. Oh, well, you want to hang out in front of the store and pretend to be injured?
I sure
Legit. So Compton, how's
I don't know if any of that
how's
came
your
through.
screen working?
Not at all. Not at all.
That explains
I think we noticed. I think I just gathered that.
Makes
Was any of that audible?
No,
Yeah,
all of it was audible.
all of it.
Yeah.
We were trying to edit.
Oh,
Like 5 of us were trying to stop you.
Yeah.
On the magic of great editing.
this is my dad's superpower.
I think it's time
I am impervious to criticism.
to edit this
Compton
podcast.
explode!
I would like to thank Matt Walker, as always, for our intro and outro music. This episode was hosted and edited by me, Jet Kaufman, and co-hosted by Will Reyes. And it featured the talents of Josh Spence, Ali Marr, Stephen C. James, Jen Burton, Chris Sanders, and Chris Compton. If you are loving what we're doing, we would appreciate it if you would pause the podcast just real quick and leave a 5-star review for us and tell a friend about us as well. Every scene you heard today was improvised on the spot along with some of the ads with only a light touch of editing for your comfort. Now, Will, you did tell us that a little bit about how we could get your book. If there's anything else you want to plug for us real quick here or social media, throw it out there right now.
For sure, definitely. I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. It was wonderful. And anybody that's interested in, so my book is a memoir, but I also write a lot of poetry about mental health and struggles like that. So you can find me on Instagram at Written by Will, Facebook at Written by Will. And, anybody who struggles with mental health issues at all, maybe we find something in common. And I just kind of want to advocate for us being more open and, not being so nervous about talking about stuff like that. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. And Josh Tariff, our other guest this week. Anywhere people should follow you on social media, shows you want to plug, podcasts, YouTube, you name it.
People could follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh_Tariff. Tariff is spelled like tax. People call me Taxman. Feel free.
The worst of the X-Men. Yeah.
TikTok at Josh Tariff. Yeah.
God, I want to do this scene.
And then, and for those of you that love both the world of comedy as well as the world of professional wrestling, you should definitely check out Wrestling Pro Wrestling or Wrestling PW on Twitter, or twitch.tv/Wrestling Pro Wrestling. It is a very bizarre comedy wrestling show that we film in Burbank, California. If you're in the area, our next show will be August 27th. But definitely check it out for definitely the craziest type of pro wrestling and the funniest type of professional wrestling you would ever see. And I get to play the most professional and serious reporter / ring announcer, Jeff Peanut Butter.
I have a Jeff Peanut Butter shirt. I have to say, as someone who has gone to this multiple times, and I'm not really particularly into wrestling, it is a fantastic, incredibly entertaining show, and it really makes me want to get more into wrestling. But at the very least, I've gotten very into this.
That's all that matters.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, so follow me anywhere for any of those.
Hey, Jet.
And thanks for having me.
What's up, Ellie?
If I was bleeding out, would you use your Jeff Peanut Butter shirt to help me?
Oh.
Would you take it off your body?
My eyes are darting back and forth between the two of you right now as I pit my friends against each other.
You can't use that shirt unless you buy another one.
Jet, should I start recording now? Jet, should I start recording now?
Yes, Josh, start recording now.
I'm your best friend.
And can we go out on night moves?
I don't believe anything's on. Oh my time, I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move on. Oh,
Jet, I have a request.
Yeah, what's up, Steve?
At one point, Will said he knew Hyman in the early 2000s when Jackass was huge. Can you just, in the edit, change that to say in the 2000s, Michael Hyman was a huge jackass?
Yeah, very easily, yes.
Great.
It's been double noted.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Excellent. Thank you.